So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the journey of your life. And I'm I've been on this journey for going on 11 years now. Some of you are a little bit older than 11 years old. So just imagine while you were learning to walk and talk, I was learn to trade and made some big mistakes and fell over and made money and fell over and made money. And so anybody that says, "Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you can all make money. We're all making 5 or 10% per day. We will give you returns on your investment." Tell them you are high on something, but it's not coffee. Um, it's time to put your running shoes on and run because there are plenty of surprises in the game that we're in. Now, tonight we're going to spend a little bit of time discussing something that very few traders actually know about. In fact, I'm going to expand the time session that's allowed, available in the time that we are doing this session on telling you about more than just cryptocurrency. The first thing is cryptocurrency is the future. Doesn't matter what your friends, your family. I've had so many people tell me, "Oh, it's not going to last. It's not going to last." Yes, some cryptocurrencies haven't lasted. For those of you who were involved in the KBC world and you knew me, you would have known that it was 1 year of trading and we got out, we made our money, and we ran as fast as we could. All the other guys that said, "Oh no, the company's going to pay us, these guys are going to pay us, they're going to give us," it didn't happen. So, if you're going to invest in the future, make sure you are guided by level-headed traders who know the markets, who read the markets. When we started trading in the bear market, in the dropping market in 2017 into 2018, from December 2017, the markets crashed. So what happens when the markets crashed, which is most likely going to happen in the next less than 30 to 60 days? What are we going to do then? It's called strategy change. We change the strategies. The guys lost money because they didn't listen. They weren't mentored by anybody. They just went with the hype. So I get these emails every day in my inbox. "Oh yes, Bitcoin is great. You must buy. Look at there's a bull market on." Yeah, I can see that. When I opened my trading this morning, I could see that the market was going up again. In fact, Bitcoin is the highest it's ever been in its history. So if I just put this on a 1 month graph, 1 month graph shows me, oh, look how high that is. It's like crazy high. Can it go higher? Yes, it can go higher. Will it go higher? Yes, it will go higher. It might shoot up to 2.5 million tomorrow morning. There must be some corrections happening because we got a head and shoulders, and let's see how that's going to turn out. So, for my advice to all new traders, don't buy the most expensive coin. Let's take XRP for instance. So we're looking at now, if you decided to be a long-term trader, a lot of people have never been long-term traders ever. They've all been, "I want to make money today. I want the results tomorrow." And that's all short-term trading. But every now and then somebody says, "But you know what? I'm paying certain insurance, mutual funds, and whatever every month to for a pension. I want a pension. I want a payout when I'm a certain age." And Have you got something in place? Are you disciplined enough? Are you working for a boss that's gonna keep you working for him for the next 50 years or 40 years or whatever? Only you can answer that question. My question to you is, what have you got that you've got control over, like a trading account? And tonight, I'm as we progressing with this call, I'm going to give you tidbits of information, and hopefully you'll be able to take some notes and not be listening to the radio or the TV. Sometimes the people unmute themselves when they come on the call, and the TV is blaring in the background. Folks, you're not really interested in doing this call if you're not focused. If you're sitting with your family and having a lekker time and talking to them, you're not even worrying about this. But if this is on your TV screen that I'm showing you now, then your family is interested. You should be sitting in a separate room. You are then serious about this kind of call. Because, folks, there are too many people that are down and out, poor today in their old age because they don't have anything. They didn't make the right decisions. Now, I'm not telling you how to live your life or what, but you just need to think about this. We are talking, tonight's call is about a long-term future. If I go back to Bitcoin and say, all right, let's take Bitcoin, let's take it over a 1 month graph when it started in South Africa. I think this graph is now a little bit. Let's take it early days. I'm talking about when I started with Bitcoin, folks, and I'm going to tell you the regrets that I have. I started with Bitcoin when it was 3,500 Rand a Bitcoin. So imagine if I kept some of my Bitcoins. 3,500 Rand. So let's do this. This is in 2015. Where are we now? 10 years later. And every person that you know that thinks they know something about Bitcoin, including Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett can say what he wants about Bitcoin because he's got money. But you can only say what you want about anything when you've got money. What does that number give you? That's 58,000%. So if I bought Bitcoin at 3,500 Rand a Bitcoin, I would have got one Bitcoin, which I did, and I made several millionaires in this time because the guys were buying Bitcoin when it was 10,000 Rand a Bitcoin, and those guys are multimillionaires today because they've just bought what they could afford during that time. Now, selling one Bitcoin is 2.1 million, 1,764 Rand. That versus that. So we're not going to talk about Bitcoin tonight. Yes, we have, and this is a good comparison, but let's talk about something that is still cheap, like Dogecoin, Dogecoin. You say it as you wish. And you buy it at 4.31. Or lumens. For those of you who are conspiracy theorists like me, I love listening to the news before it gets published because that's a conspiracy. Anything that the mainstream media doesn't have is a conspiracy. If it gets proven afterwards, then it's not a conspiracy anymore, and everyone believes it. Here's the coin of the future. Yeah, 6 Rand 51. So if I buy 1,000 rands of Lumen now, and Lumen goes to 1,000 rand per coin, which it will in the next few, and I'd sell that 149. I'm just going to put there 149. For 149, I have 149,000 rand of versus the 1,000 rand I put in. I mean, if it happens over 5 years, I've got a good investment. If I change that to, let's say, 5,000 rand, how many coins did I buy? I buy 747. My investor traders ask me these questions all the time. I'm close to R1,000,000 in the next 2 to 5 years. One of my traders gave me a list of 8 coins today that he's investing in. He might not be on this call tonight. John, are you here? John Twala? But I'm going to send him the recording because this is going to answer his question. He's one of my tribe members. This is the future. Yes, because why? When the government start clamping down on XYZ, then you have something else you can use, your phone. We will all be able to trade currencies without banks. Think of that. All right, so I've given you some idea of saving with cryptocurrency. One of the other cryptocurrencies is like Tron, TRX, and then Shiba. Let's go to Shiba. Not USDT. Let's go to Shiba. Shiba, yeah, now you can, if you want to brag about what you've got. Let's say you've got 100 rands of Shiba. You've got almost 500,000 coins. That's going to make you look good. Rather than saying you got 0.0000 of Bitcoin. So if I've got 1,000 rand, then I've got 4.5 million Shiba coins. There's a good savings investment. Now, let's say, for instance, I buy that right now and I go to my Easy Save option. At the top of the screen, you'll see Easy Save. I click on Easy Save and now I can choose my savings per year option. So if I just have rands, I can save with Altcoin Trader 11% per year. Which of your banks are giving you 11% per year? And that's I think you will answer your own questions. This one gives Polkadot gives you 12%, and we go down. So Polkadot gives you 12%. So let's say I buy 1,000 rands worth of Polkadot. Instead of just holding the Polkadot for 5 years, I put the Polkadot into my savings and I earn 12%. So in other words, in 5 years' time, I earn 60% more Polkadot than what I bought. So if my Polkadot has gone up 5 times, let's say Polkadot goes to 10 times its value. So I buy 1,000 rands worth, but it goes to 10,000 10 times more. Then my 1,000 rand is worth 10,000 rand. But if I use that and I saved that over a year, then I would have had 10,000 rand plus 60%. That would have given me 16,000 rands worth of Polkadot. I'm putting small numbers so that we're not overwhelming anybody with too much numbers. Everyone can start with 100 rand, 50 rand is the minimum to save with, to put into altcoin trader, and then 100 rand, 200. Some of the traders, here's the next strategy. The next strategy is you earn 5,000 rand a month. You say, I'm going to be clever. I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm not going to buy everything I want to buy when I want to buy it. I'm going to be clever. I'm going to take 10% and put it away every month. So my 500 rand, which is 10% of 5,000 rand, I'm going to just buy cryptocurrency. And I'm going to just put it into my wallet on altcoin trader. I'm going to buy one of the coins and I'm going to save it. I'm going to let my money work for me. I have traders doing that all the time. My one trader, he is he's more than a 500,000 rand in value of him saving for the last 5 years since he's learned to trade. He's a musician. Every gig he does, he gets, let's say, 10,000 rand for a gig or 5,000 rand a gig. He takes 10% and he puts it into his altcoin trader account, and the wallet it shows the history of your deposits. Everything is here. This is like having your own bank, except that you now can determine how much you want to earn out of your bank besides the value of your currency. Are there any questions for anybody? We need to know if there are any questions so that we can answer them. You're welcome. Just type in the box. But this is the short and sweet of this. And because we're successfully recording this, you can watch this over again. I've now effectively shown you 3 ways to save using cryptocurrency, and you say to me, is this safe? These guys have been around for a long time. I have a one-on-one. So if you tell me, I have a problem with altcoin trader, I can't get my FICA done, then I'll say, first of all, did you use my sign up link? Because they've given me a sign up link, so that I know that those are the guys that I'm helping. And they give 0.00 something percent on all your trades, to me for introducing me to this. It's not 2% per day, 5% per day, all of this BS that these guys tell you when you join Ponzi schemes. I have people every single week coming to me, can you help us withdraw funds from this scheme? And then I say, what scheme is it? Explain it to me. I said, why didn't you not learn to trade yourself? Why didn't you learn not to just to sign up? Because people are lazy. If you're lazy, you've got to pay for being lazy. This is the best lazy way to do trading. Every single trader is going to realize that whether it's a short, medium, or long term, you're going to make money as long as if you're a person that's saving 100 rand every month, but you have all these emergencies happening all the time, then you're going to keep on withdrawing your funds. You need to find a way to discipline yourself that you don't need to use what you're saving. Otherwise, you need to go to the Old Mutual and the Sanlam and all those people, and hopefully they are going to pay you your money on your pension and you're just doing it the conventional way. But the way that the rand has been going, the way that the dollar has been going, if we look at the rand, this graph is only going to show us the last few years since since it started, they only introduced the USDT Rand at 12 Rand, but now from 12 Rand to the current, where the price is now around, yeah, well, it went all the way up 55% in the last, since 2019 until now. Great gains for the US dollar. In fact, the other day, you would have had up to 132%. So buy products, buy currencies that you're able to. Oh, and there's one more thing. Sorry, I'm interrupting myself. We are going to spend some time in the next session or two talking about gold and silver, because I've been talking to a silver guy in the city of George, and we've been telling the guys to buy silver for weeks now. And look at silver; it was 2024, 467 Rand. It's 939. It went up to 1,400, and it's just going to go higher and higher. This silver you see here is actually physical silver you can actually order. So if you have not bought one silver coin, you can order it and you can go and fetch it, or you can have it delivered to your house. So I'm just overwhelming too much information now, but hopefully everyone is gaining from these sessions. I haven't seen anything in the chat box. Let's see if on the WhatsApp, if anybody's asked a question. Nobody asked a question on WhatsApp, so I guess everybody is happy. Fantastic, folks. I hope you have a wonderful evening. We are on this session 16 now. We have 2 more sessions, and then I've got some surprises for you. We're going to go and we're going to go to the international version of trading, and I'm going to give a few sessions for free to start off with, but then the more serious traders, we're going to ask a minimum session fees. But you'll see why I'm saying that, because it's going to require some dedication. But hopefully all of you have benefited from these sessions so far, and you have yourself a wonderful evening. And bye for now.